have it a little quieter than intended. So it brings it down when I normalize it. Or if I should have it start quieter, so the normalization makes it louder in post. I don't know. It's a real chicken and egg.
Yeah. I think so. Yeah. I just think we should normalize you being quiet, personally.
Okay, that's cool. Let me crank me down a little bit. It's part of my long history of yelling on this podcast.
Yeah. Well, it's what we do. It's what we do here.
Yeah. We plug in and yell.
This is the venting sesh.
We only get an hour every week, so
yeah.
I
haven't told you this, but there are actually no listeners to this podcast. Like numbers, they're all inflated. I do this so we could have time to yell. Time to
and
scream.
you know what? I appreciate it.
Yeah.
That's why I never check the numbers.
It's not about that.
No, I do it for the love. For the love of the craft.
It's for the love, all the love.
It's all love.
God, it's gonna be so sad when, like, 5 years from now, we're still doing the podcast. We have like insane beef with one another.
Yeah.
People are gonna clip this, and they'll be like, "Damn, used to be
like, damn,
used
bro.
to be about the love.
What
used
happened?
to be, yeah."
Now it's like Drake and Kendrick.
Just putting out hits on each other. I think, but we're still like meeting in the room,
right?
Like we're like 5 feet apart from each other, but we're calling in hitmen
because we're professionals.
Because we're consummate professionals, and because by that time we'll be getting like millions of dollars.
It's true.
From this podcast.
We won't be able to let down the fans.
Yeah, the fans. Yeah, the shareholders.
It's all for the fans.
Yeah, as long as the fans are paying, it's for the fans.
It's true. That's true.
Once we're getting buku bread on the Patreon.
I don't even know what kind of like illicit shit we have to offer on the Patreon.
God, I don't even know.
To make it worth people's while.
Yeah, just I guess like a video of us fighting to death with swords. I think that'd be cool.
Yeah, that would be good. I mean, we could just do the uncut.
Just all the shit we say.
No, there's no way.
Yeah, that's not.
I take it back immediately.
Come on. Don't even.
Anyone can subscribe to that Patreon. Anyone.
Don't even put that dream in the fans' heads.
No,
because
shit gets way too off the walls.
Shit's never happened.
Bonkers.
The only way you would hear the shit we're saying is if you were in the room with us. One time there was a guy in there. We had to kill him afterwards.
It's true. It's true.
Yeah.
And that's why you don't want to be in the room where it happens.
Yeah.
You don't.
It's like, like a cow slaughterhouse. We have like the little
gun,
like,
the nail gun.
Yeah, the nail gun.
Yeah.
You funnel him through a hallway and then you just,
And that is really like the highest tier patron special.
I was gonna say, yeah.
Special treatment.
Yeah.
For our special fans.
Look, you died as you lived. Listening to the Sorta Sorcery podcast.
Yeah. I mean, that's the sword I die on daily. I fall on that sword. And it really did feel like watching Hercules 2014 was like slowly falling through a sword that pierces your soul.
And you could stop at any point. At any point, you could close Hulu, and
you could.
I guess it wasn't even Hulu. We rented this movie.
We had to pay for this movie. I think that's what the salt in the wound came from.
Yeah,
was the dollars spent.
And we were salty.
Yeah,
we were salty about it. Hey, maybe we shouldn't show our hand too much. Maybe we love this movie.
There's always a chance, right? There's always a chance coming into the movie that we 50-50 like it or love it.
Yeah. So hey, let's just get into it. Let's talk about this amazing movie. You're listening to Sorta Sorcery.
That's right.
We're just two buddies discussing fantasy. Oh God, it's Sorta Sorcery.
Welcome to Sorta Sorcery, #1 podcast for demigods.
Demigods and ancient Greek skeptics.
Yeah. Okay.
Because I don't believe in those.
Exactly.
I don't believe in those.
We cast a wide tent. Hypothetically, before you were a wise man as yourself, Percy Jackson kid, which god did you think?
It's tough.
Yeah.
It's really tough because I feel like as a child, if you have like protagonist syndrome,
you're going
main
for the
character
big three.
syndrome. You're going for one of the big three. But I'm gonna make the unexpected choice.
Okay.
I'm going Hades.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I mean, still one of the big three, but like that's
yeah. I mean, out of the big three, of course. I would never deign to go beneath the big three.
Well, if you could see Will right now, you would know that it would be Hades because he's pale, he's sickly, he's wearing all black.
Yeah.
Consorting with evil, dark spirits from below.
Yeah, just a general. I live in a cave.
Yeah,
In total darkness.
Like, what were the selling points? What were the selling points of Hades?
I don't know. It's just kind of alt. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's the alt one.
You're a little
He's,
different
that's
than
true.
the other
That's
demigods.
true. Yeah, Zeus is very like I don't know, preppy, I guess.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
Poseidon, it's like, oh, you just want to be Percy Jackson.
Yeah.
I was a Poseidon kid. I liked Poseidon.
Poseidon's cool. I mean, I'm not gonna say he's
yeah,
not cool.
Yeah. Well, it's the whole ocean, you know.
Yeah.
Like, that's just good.
Here's the thing.
I don't know.
There was probably a point in time where I would have said Hermes,
Yeah.
but watching the new show and seeing Lin-Manuel Miranda as Hermes
That's not my dad.
ruined the character.
That's
for
not
me.
my dad.
Ruined the god.
Yeah.
Ruined the god.
Honestly, yeah.
I'm no longer praying to Hermes.
I'm no
I've
longer
taken down my shrine.
You know, before I saw the show, every time I would get like a UPS package, or every time I would ask for something to be delivered, I pray to Hermes.
Yeah,
I'd
I
light
pray
a
to
little
Hermes,
candle.
yeah.
You know, now I couldn't
No.
do it. I'd have to listen to Hamilton, and I don't want to do that.
No, I don't know. I was never a Hamilton kid, so I don't really.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
They love casting Lin-Manuel in these roles. Like in the Polar Express show, like the new one, he's like this character that Sam Elliott plays in the movie, which feels like a strange.
That is a
jump.
strange, yeah.
Same way that like in the movie, Nathan Fillion was Hermes,
Yeah.
and now in the show it's Lin-Manuel Miranda, which also feels.
Well, I mean, same way that Kevin Sorbo was Hercules, and now The Rock.
that's good. It's good to
is
bring it
Hercules.
back. Yeah, which to me that seems like much more of a similar jump. They're both similarly sized men with similar levels of charisma.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Here's the thing: people like Kevin Sorbo.
Yeah, that's
when
true.
we watch
That's so
Alabar: Tales from an Ancient Empire,
I'm disappointed. I've never been so disappointed in Kevin Sorbo.
people in the comments, they're like, "I watched this movie because I love Kevin Sorbo. I worship him like a god." And
He's a good
I don't
God-fearing
know.
man.
I don't know. He looked big in like the Hercules movie he was in.
I suppose.
Maybe we'll get to that,
but not
one at
like
some point,
Hollywood big. Like
No.
he's like normal guy.
Well,
big.
there's some reasons why The Rock is looking especially pumped for this film.
Oh boy, I can't wait to hear
But
it.
that's all trivia,
It's all trivia. But first, we gotta get we gotta
Yeah, we
slog
got
through this.
our vegetables before the dessert.
Yeah. But the thing is, okay. I guess similar to vegetables, not a lot of meat on these bones.
No.
There's not a lot going on in this movie, so we're really just gonna fly through it.
Yeah, I feel like I was the most checked out watching this movie of any movie.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't command your attention.
No, it does not. Like, I just went into like a catatonic state at many points.
Yeah.
So there are gonna be things that get skipped over.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't recommend watching
But
this
I
movie
think
to find
more
out
than
what you
any
missed.
other movie, honestly, that we've covered so far, probably most people have seen this if they've
Yeah.
seen any movie we've talked about.
This is true. Yeah, that's true.
Because even though Northman is like a much better movie, not that many people saw
Yeah,
it.
people weren't really fucking with it. Yeah, which is interesting. I don't know.
Yeah.
But hey, maybe
Hey.
we'll find out.
Maybe.
Yeah. So you start. How do you start a movie? Exposition.
Yeah. We're
You
still
think you
doing
know
it.
the truth about him? You know nothing. That's how the movie starts. It starts on like that
Raw.
raw as
Raw.
fuck, and that kind of just informs kind of the rest of the movie. So yeah, from there we get like a whole exposition origin of Hercules. You know the story.
You know the old story.
Yeah, whatever.
you know.
Demigod, Hera's pissed, sends snakes after him.
Mhm.
Kid grabs the snakes. Done to much better effect in the Disney Hercules.
Yeah, if you want to see a good movie about Hercules.
Hercules. I think you mean
Yeah.
Hercules.
Oh.
Yeah.
What can I say, guys? We chose the worst possible one to cover,
Yeah.
and I don't feel bad about it.
Yeah.
don't feel bad
Honestly,
about
I would rather subject you to a worse experience and ourselves.
Suffering builds character.
It builds character. Unlike in this movie where there are no characters,
No.
and I suffered.
Yeah.
So I guess that disproves the
It
theory.
really is, the exception to the rule.
So he does the Hercules stuff. He goes through 12 labors. And by 12 labors, I mean he fights just a bunch of really bad
Yeah.
CGI models.
CGI Hydra, CGI Nemean Lion,
Yeah.
CGI Boar.
CGI Boar, yeah. So, we're walking through this like whole exhibition dump of Hercules, like the traditional myth that you come to expect when you go into a Hercules movie. But then you find out, twist,
Uh-oh.
all of this was Hercules' like nephew, Iolus.
Iolus? Yeah.
Yeah, whatever. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. It's all Greek to me.
That's good.
There it is.
That's good.
First
We
of
had
the
to make that
episode will
joke.
not be the last.
Exactly.
Will not be the last.
Will not be the last. He's saying this exhibition's like this group of like I guess bandits who have him.
Just some like random pirate goons.
Yeah, pirates is what I was gonna say, but they were on land. But yeah, they are pirates.
They're land pirates.
Okay, I know pirates, whatever. But like when I think pirates,
yeah.
Land pirates to me are bandits,
Right.
and
Ruffians.
sea bandits are pirates.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think, if I was to draw a line, I'd draw it there.
Yeah, geographically. But yeah, so he's trying to talk his way out of like being like they're this weird like contrived trap. They have him in.
People love, and there was a bit of trivia about this that apparently it was like a punishment people would be subjected to in ancient times, like the stake up the ass.
Yeah.
So they like drop you on a stake, and it skewers you.
Yeah, because that was the thing in Sorceress as well.
Uh-huh.
Very, very strange.
I don't know. I mean, I guess it's like kind of comedic. That's why people like it.
Yeah, it's like I was gonna lose my balls or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's gonna go up my ass.
Wouldn't that be a funny way to go?
Wouldn't that be funny?
No, I don't think it would be.
Some people would pay good money for that.
That's true. That's true.
But this guy would not.
Yeah.
So he's trying to get out of it. And the bandits, pirates, whatever you want to call them, they're like, "Oh, we don't believe you, Hercules. That's whatever.
No way.
Child's tales." But then, who appears?
Yeah.
It's The Rock.
It's The Rock. It's The Rock, baby.
Yeah. Can you smell what he's cooking?
Oh, he's cooking. Yeah.
And he's cooking. It's The Rock. He has a wig.
He's a wig. I don't know. He's strong.
Yeah.
But he also has a little motley crew of like wisecracking, quibby people.
So yeah, he's like when we first see him, he's throwing guys around, he's like beating them up.
He fights with a club like a caveman.
Yeah, but then you like go to his perspective, and he's seeing like his motley crew's like helping him out and stuff. But it's not changing the fact that he is like fleeing people.
He does have the strength of a demigod.
Yeah.
Or just The Rock. I don't know. I honestly don't know what the limits of a human body are. Could you become that strong? Maybe.
Probably. I believe
maybe.
It. So yeah, like the idea, as Will's alluding to, is they want us to think that what's happening is that like Hercules is like kind of con man guy, and like his crew's actually doing all the work, and like he's just like whatever, profiting off.
Yeah,
of this,
he's just the face of the operation.
Yeah, right, exactly. But it's like in the editing, that's not really what is the case.
He still looks far too epic.
Yeah, exactly.
Far too epic.
But yeah, so they work through the goons, and then whatever, Hercules is like, oh, the story, you gotta improve it, or like there's like
you gotta do better than that.
Workshopping. Yeah, they're workshopping the story. Yeah,
because myth isn't real.
Yeah, myth isn't real.
Myth isn't real.
There's like they like allude to Hercules not being Zeus's son.
Yeah,
actually,
some guy.
He's just some guy. Yeah, whatever. And Ian McShane, who's in things, he's like the hotel owner in John Wick and like a bunch of other stuff. Odin in American Gods. He's like the diviner of the group. He can like see the future. He's like foretold the day of his death and stuff. Yeah.
I don't. Yeah. the crew is like really lame.
Yeah. There's another guy who's like this like atheist kind of rogue dude. And I say atheist, but like he's a skeptic about everything,
And apparently, this guy Autolycus is supposed to be Odysseus's grandfather or something like that in mythology.
Okay, I can see
if that does anything for you.
That does something for me, I guess. Yeah, I could see that. And then there's like the Amazon lady.
Yep. From Scythia or something like that.
Yeah, from somewhere in Conan.
Yeah, we know you read Sonya when we see you.
Yeah, and then there's like a dog boy.
there's a guy who doesn't talk much, who's seen the horrors of war at youth and has been corrupted. His mind's been broken.
Yeah, and they all get together. They go to like a tavern.
There's a tavern scene. Not quite a brothel, I guess.
No, yeah, it's pretty much just a tavern. This movie, they wouldn't have the balls to do a brothel.
No, they wouldn't.
And they're all sitting around, they're hanging out, they're talking, we're trying to be characterized and understand who these people are.
Yeah, I'm trying to learn anything about who's in this movie.
And you won't figure it out. And then who appears? Oh, it's Lady Jessica, who I forget the name of this actress every time, but she's Lady Jessica in the Dune movies.
And she does a job acting in this movie as well. I feel like so many of the people who are in this movie are just always playing the same kind of character. Even if it's a different character, it's acted in like the same way.
Yeah, she is indistinguishable from the version of her character in like the Conan 2011 movie.
It's Rebecca Ferguson is who plays
Rebecca Ferguson.
both Lady Jessica and whatever her name is in this movie. What is her name in this movie? Urgina. Very important character, as you can tell. Yeah, she's also in the Mission Impossible movies.
Yeah, she is.
Yeah, and she is, playing someone in this movie.
And she has problems. She comes in, she's trying to, appeal to Hercules, fight, to get him to fight for her people.
Yeah.
She's like the daughter of the king.
Appeal to his better nature.
Every day, my people get slaughtered. The Rock goes, hey, everybody's got problems.
Yeah. Isn't he so funny and cool
he's
and
so
casual?
Casual and epic and Reddit.
Yeah, he's so Reddit.
Yeah, but, they offer him gold, and they're like, okay, cool.
Yeah, because I guess, they're just mercenaries.
Yeah, they're mercenaries, which, is interesting.
It is.
Hercules, he has this whole grand vision to, retire out in, the barbarian lands.
Yeah. As we all are wont to do.
Yeah, as we all want to. And, he's talking to Autolycus about it. Autolycus is like, I don't really get it. I just want money to just be, a god, a king. I could just retire.
Do whatever.
I don't know why you want to retire with
timeshare and
exactly. He's like, oh, it's just all I want. I want to retire from the world. So I guess the idea is that he's getting money so he can do that.
Yeah.
But it's I feel like with any amount of money you could just leave.
Well, maybe. You don't know how hard it was back then. All right.
That's true.
You don't know.
Buy a home. The housing market.
You millennials always complaining.
Yeah, you didn't know how it was in ancient Greece when the world was ruled by the sword.
Yeah, man, woman, and child ruled by the sword.
Yeah. So whatever. He talks him into it. They fast travel over to.
There's a lot of fast traveling in this movie.
Yeah. And what's the? I forget.
So I don't even know the place where they go.
Yeah, they whatever. They go to Lady Jessica's kingdom. They go to Urgina's kingdom.
I think it's not. It's some Greek actual place in Greece.
Yeah,
some
probably.
city-state. It's not Thebes, but it starts with a T. I'm pretty sure. Maybe it'll.
I have it written down somewhere new.
Maybe it won't.
But yeah, so they pull up there, and it's this sprawling city-state, and Hercules is looking around. And then a guard goes, oh, what, you never been in the city before?
Yeah.
Hercules is like, oh, once or twice. Flashback.
Boom,
flashback. Hercules, he has a family.
We all know the story.
I wrote in parentheses, world's deadest family.
Yeah.
Because, it was just such a tropish thing. They're all sitting around, they're laughing,
they're having a good time. The most perfect families are always the first to go.
Exactly. And then they're Hercules, he pulls up, he has a bag, and everyone's like, oh,
what's
Hercules,
in the bag? What's in the
he's
bag?
defeated the Hydra. Hercules, he plops down the bag, and it's some guys' heads
with
snake
helmets.
So I guess in this universe the Hydra was just
because myth isn't real. I don't know if you got that yet.
The thesis of this movie is that myth isn't real. It's just some. There's
only science and facts.
Yeah, there's only facts and logic. So then the king of Athens is oh, but you could be a god among men. You've defeated the Hydra. That no one could have accomplished this feat.
Oh no.
And Hercules, he's like, I only want to be a husband and a father.
Yeah. All right.
Some shit you only say before your family gets
before
murdered.
Your wife and children are killed.
Uh-huh.
What an insane rebrand for this character as well.
Yeah, pretty funny.
So he doesn't actually care about being a hero. He just wants to be a wife and a father, or a husband and a father.
Well, that would be tough. Yeah, both those things at once.
It is tough. He wants to be as domestic as possible. Is really the takeaway.
Yeah. Because he's burdened with this amazing strength.
Yeah, he doesn't want to be this big.
Genetics, I guess.
Well,
because it couldn't be God.
Well, maybe that'll come up again.
Yeah,
his parentage.
Yeah. So whatever. Back to the present. We're in this war council.
This guy's got problems.
Yeah, Rhesus is like the evil conqueror guy, and he's been burning up the countryside,
He's pillaging.
He's an army of centaurs.
Will it be guys on horses?
Yeah,
Will
right.
it be guys
Will
on
it be-
horses?
Autolycus is like, oh, have you seen these centaurs?
Duh.
Do you have evidence of these centaurs? Citation needed.
What's the hypothesis about these centaurs?
Yeah, and then no, they've been seen by some people. Okay.
All right. All right. Much
So-
like the Hydra was seen.
Yeah, exactly. They lay down all this stuff. This kingdom's fucked. Rhesus is gonna take it all. Rock's like, okay.
Yeah.
He walks off at one point.
Good.
The king walks with him. He goes, I feared nothing would ever be good until you came here.
I mean, that's just awesome.
And
That was awesome.
I wrote down a lot of lines like this just to really single out like how bad the dialogue is in this
Yeah.
movie. It's all like it feels like it was written by AI.
Honestly, though, if I show up to the function
Yeah.
and someone doesn't say to me, I feared
feared
things would
nothing."
never be good
Yeah.
again,
Until you came here.
it's like, yeah,
Yeah, hell yeah.
that's right.
Cool.
Honestly, that is such a good pitch to get someone to do whatever you want.
Whatever
You hit him with that,
nefarious
and then you're like,
ends.
so what I need you to do is kill this fucking guy.
Yeah, kill this guy, slaughter this people.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Train
Yeah.
this army of peasants.
And that's exactly what he does. There's like a whole peasant training sequence. You know how that goes.
Make a man. No.
It's exactly
Sorry,
that.
guys. I don't want to get copyright stricken for that.
Yeah, exactly. You were too perfect. The
I
tone.
was too on
Yeah.
with my Mulan.
So there's a bunch of farmers. They're like, oh, we're never gonna make an army out of these people. And then like 5 minutes later,
Yeah.
they're an army.
Makes an army out of them.
Yeah. there's a scene where like, whatever, they're trying to make like a phalanx,
Uh-huh.
and like the dog boy,
He runs the shield
he
wall.
runs the shield, and they all just like drop their shields. It's like, come on,
Come
feel
on,
like-
guys,
Yeah, I
yeah.
feel like you could do a bit better than that. But then like by the end of the sequence, they're holding strong, and they have the best phalanx in the world.
Yeah, they're a real professional now.
Yeah, whatever. The army arrives in the Bessie Heartland. You know the Bessie Heartland.
You know the Bessie.
It's this like people group that was like, the scout told like the good guys ostensibly that these people are going to be under attack by
Yeah.
Rhesus. We have to go and defend them. So they pull up to this place, and like,
Uh-oh.
it's a trap.
Yeah, I don't, because the implication is that like Lord Coitus is supposed to.
That's his name.
Sorry,
Don't laugh.
guys,
That's his
I'm
name.
gonna be
That's his
calling
name.
him Lord Coitus for the
His
rest
name
of
is
the
Lord Coitus.
podcast. That he's like friends with these guys and they're gonna team
Yeah,
up and
yes.
defeat Rhesus.
That's the indication.
And oh no, why are they attacking us?
What?
What's going on? Well, Rhesus has powers of the mind,
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's the thing.
confusion magic.
Yeah, he's a sorcerer. He can use the powers of language to confuse.
Just
people.
a charlatan.
Yeah. He's a flim
grifter.
Yeah. Charlatan, flim flammer, grifter. Just 1950s terminology. Very silly. Yeah, whatever. There's a whole fucking fight scene. It doesn't matter.
The fight
None of
scenes
this
like
matters.
last a really long time in this
Yeah.
movie. Like they're really protracted sequences.
Yeah, we're probably like 40 minutes into this movie at this point.
Yeah.
Like 40, 50 minutes.
We watched the director's cut, which was an hour
Yeah.
and 40 minutes.
Yes, we did. Which is pretty funny. It was
Pretty
only-
funny.
Yeah. I guess they added in like 3 extra shots. But there's a guy. He's like,
Isn't there always
there's
a
like
guy?
a big, Bessie guy, and all these people, by the way, are like, this is like the definition of like the racially dubious goblin
Yeah.
trope, because you don't know if because these people, they are green,
They're green.
and
yeah.
you don't know if they're
They like paint themselves
well,
green.
if it's war paint. Or
Yeah,
if
so
it's
it's
just
either
what these
racist
people-
or like incredibly anti-indigenous.
yeah, it's one of the two, which neither is good.
Neither is good.
Neither is
but
good.
I'm going to say it's an RDG just so we can get a
Yeah.
return to form.
I like that. We haven't seen one in a while.
We haven't seen one in a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, like there's a biggest one of them. He's rock sized.
Yeah. Clearly he's going to go mono-y-mono.
Exactly. So like whatever, everybody stands down, and like the big guy, he charges at the rock, and the rock just bam lays one right on his forehead.
Yep.
Big punch.
Bing.
Bing.
That's the sound it makes.
That's the sound it makes because
Bing.
he has like a little dagger.
Yeah,
that
he's
he's
got
holding
the
in his
old,
hands.
Who's the grifter now?
Yeah, exactly. So whatever, everyone sees this like big punch, and the Bessie guy goes down. He's out.
Yeah.
But then we see there's like a little dagger in his forehead.
Oh no.
And like what the main farmer guy who we keep cutting to like humanize these farmers because everyone else is unattractive. He's the attractive one.
Yeah, one hunky farmer.
He goes, "Did you see that?"
I don't know.
And the other guy's like, "Oh, come on, let's get to fighting." So yeah,
Yeah.
they just go back to fighting normally because I guess the whole whatever.
Yeah, the art of like the duel is dead.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter at all. You can beat their best guy.
And
They'll
then
just
you
keep fighting.
Keep fighting. Yeah. I guess that it demoralizes them, but it doesn't seem to because
Well,
they're
they're
just
supposed to be like crazed or whatever.
Yeah, that's the idea, which is not great.
No.
So yeah, there's like big fight, and we can just skip through most of this. But like at one point, it's like, oh, there's too many of them.
Yeah, what are we gonna do?
They're being
We're gonna
swarmed.
lose.
Yeah, and then like The Rock goes in his chariot and just kind of like drives around, like cuts off their
mowing
heads
people
and stuff.
down.
Yeah, and then
Mowing them down.
the like diviner seer guy also like gets in his chariot, and like there's like this little like the like blade on the side of the chariot like unfurls. Yeah, and then he just like cuts.
There's
them
also
down.
like no stakes in any of these fights. Because at the start of it, Hercules is like, oh, like, what's going to happen, diviner guy?
Yeah.
It's like, well, I don't die here. It's like, oh, okay, so we're going to win.
Yeah.
So we're going to win.
That's exactly. But I guess the idea is supposed to be like, oh, well, you could all die.
Yeah,
but I'm safe.
Yeah.
But it's like, we know that you're not.
No.
We know that, the movie's not going to just be following you, guy.
No.
You're
not big enough.
And it's like, the audience is always going to know in like a mid-movie action scene that like the main character and like all of his friends aren't going to die. But like, that's why a movie has the onus to like make itself interesting and stuff.
In other ways.
But this movie just...
No, I don't think we ever reached that point.
Just doesn't get there.
Where it gets interesting.
So the fight's over.
Yeah, we win. Boosh.
We win. And you're thinking, isn't that kind of, anticlimactic? At one point, they just kind of kill enough of them, and they run away.
Dead is dead,
Yeah, dead is dead. Yeah, and this action scene is kind of framed as if it's like a World War Z battle, because there's like swarms of people coming in.
They're so animal. They like jump and
exactly.
scream and whatever.
Yeah, they overcome the horde, and they're about to kill the scout who like told them to go to the Bessie lands. And then Autolycus is like, "Oh, don't do that. Fuck off." And they do.
He's chill.
He's chill. Yeah, and
secretly all these hardened criminals are really good guys.
Yeah, they're all cool.
They've got hearts of gold.
And the main scout is like, "Thank you, my friend. I appreciate it." And then he fucks off.
Yeah.
And Hercules, he's wounded from the battle.
It's true. He took a blow.
Yeah, but he can't let the people see that he's bleeding because I guess demigods don't bleed. Which
I don't think that's true.
Yeah, I don't think that's true. But apparently in the logic of this, it is like people will lose their faith in him.
Yeah, if they see him
cut. So Lady Jessica, Urgenia, she like, she has a whole nursing scene on him.
Classic.
Just a classic.
Will they? Won't they?
They will.
They will.
They will.
They definitely will.
Yeah. They have a chat. She's like talking about her kids, or her kid singular. She's a boy who's gonna be the heir to the kingdom.
Yeah. Kid seems okay. He's obsessed with Hercules.
Yeah, he's a real dick rider for Hercules.
Yeah.
Which I guess is bad terminology.
Sure.
He likes Hercules a lot. So Lady Jessica's talking about that. She's talking about like whatever the struggles of raising a child. Oh, do you have any kids, Hercules?
Flashback. No, don't say that. Don't say the word kids around him. All he wanted to be was a father and a husband.
He gets mind freaked, and he teleports back in time.
Yeah, his spirit leaves his body.
Yeah. And he has this like whole thing where like he sees like just like kind of snippets.
Yeah, like scenes of his family dying.
Like he comes to and like his family's dead and there's blood on his hands and stuff. Yeah.
Did he do it?
Ooh.
I think he did.
And he's like wandering around like this, grotto area, and like he sees a Cerberus, and the Cerberus charges at him. He has to fight it, but it was all a dream.
Yep.
And the Cerberus goes away. And, like the next morning, he's talking to the Ian McShane seer guy, whose name I should remember, but I just don't.
It's something long in Greek.
It's something long in Greek. It's all Greek to me.
Hey, that's number 2.
That's number 2. Yeah, and then apparently it's a recurring dream that he has, because he has a final trial to complete.
Yeah, he's got to fight the dog.
He's got to
remember that from high school history. I don't even know when I was first like exposed to the myth of Hercules.
Yeah. He's got to fight the dog. He's got to fight the dog in all of us.
Inside everyone there are 2 dogs.
Yeah.
One has 3 heads.
He's got that dog in him. That 3 dogs in him.
He's got 3 dogs in him.
He's got 3 dogs in him. But yeah, so Lady Jessica wants to know about like whether or not Herc killed his family.
Yeah.
Autolycus, just like for 5 minutes, just like glazes this guy, talks about like how awesome he is.
He's so cool, so cool. Oh, he's awesome. And she's like, no, but like, did he do it though?
Yeah.
But did he do it though?
Yeah. And he goes on, like for each person, they each get like 2 minutes of like how Hercules met them.
Yeah, saved their
and
life.
like the ways he's, yeah, exactly. And it's like, just answer the fucking question, guy. And then say, oh, but did he do it? I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
Nobody knows.
Nobody knows.
He doesn't even know. All right. Why wouldn't he know?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Sure.
Huh?
Sure. So yeah, and then whatever, we drop that, and there's like a prolonged equipment scene, like they're getting the soldiers like better armor.
Yeah, it turns out they own like a private armory.
Yeah, where
like,
are they getting? I don't know.
Thousands of like suits of armor and weapons.
Which is like, if Hercules wants to leave this all behind,
Sell the armor.
Sell the armor.
No.
Right? Sell the armor. Just get out. Get out of there. Leave. Go anywhere else.
I don't know. You're making it sound so easy.
Yeah, there's unfinished business. He's got
that last trial.
He's got the last trial. Yeah, and like for each armor thing, there's like a funny bit where like they're explaining the mythological reason why it's such good armor, but it is just also good armor.
Yeah.
This movie, we'll get into it, but that just kind of illustrates like a primary problem with the way that this movie functions.
They don't. Yeah.
Where like you think it's gonna be like, oh, they're telling them that this armor is like mythical, but it's actually just normal, regular armor, and it's gonna just like get cut through the same as anything else.
Right.
But no, it is actually just good armor.
Well, I guess maybe that's supposed to be like, oh well, that's the reason why the myth like persists.
Yeah, because
it's so good,
well designed.
It's just well designed armor.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
Whatever. So they have their good armor.
Now they're a real army.
Yeah.
They're gonna go fight Rhesus for real.
And during the equipment scene, I wrote down one of your quotes. You said like while they were doing the thing, where like every time they kept bringing up the mythological thing, and like someone would be like, "Oh, I don't really buy that." It's like, oh well, whatever. You went. This movie has one thing to say, and it just keeps saying it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, you can quote me on that.
Yeah, and I did quote you.
Yeah, there it is.
So yeah, they're gonna fight. The armies, they square up. They meet in this like field area.
Oh my God, is Rhesus actually a centaur, and all his people? No.
Cresting the hill. There's like what looked like the figure of centaurs.
Yeah.
And all the men are like, oh, centaurs!
Shit, fuck.
Oh no! Which like, I don't know.
I don't know, right? Just like normal people, basically.
Like worse than a normal person. Can't get off the horse.
Less mobility.
And they're like, oh God, it's centaurs. Oh no! And then like whatever, they walk a bit forward.
They come out of the shadow of the sun. And it's like, it's just a dude on a horse.
And then like Autolycus or someone like hits the Pixar face on one of the guys and is like, centaurs. Go. We're doing that sound a lot in this episode, but that's just what. That's what this
happens
movie is.
a lot.
That's just the vibe of this movie. Big fight happens.
Yep. There's honestly no words. I have no words for it.
Big fight happens. And Rhesus gets captured.
Yep, Rhesus loses immediately.
Yeah, Rhesus loses. And like, because he sees Hercules out in the middle. He's cutting down guys, and he's like, to defeat the snake, you have to cut off its head.
Mistake. Yeah,
and he charges at Hercules, and Hercules just immediately takes out his horse.
Yeah. What we would expect.
Which, I mean, maybe this. Oh, I assumed, because when this happened, I said, "Oh yeah, this is another movie that came out after The Dark Knight." So it's like, the villain gets captured on purpose. But then I realized there's like 30 minutes left in the movie. It's like, well, maybe not.
Maybe not. Yeah.
We'll see how that goes. But yeah, so hey, we won, right?
Did it, guys.
Wait a second.
We did it.
There's 30 minutes left in the movie. What are we doing now? I guess we're just gonna have like an orgy or something.
We're just gonna all fuck around.
all
Fucking
fuck
suck.
around. So whatever. I think that it's Rhesus is talking to Hercules. Because we find out.
Rhesus spills the beans.
Yeah, we find out that the scout guy who like fucked up earlier with the Bessie thing and then got saved by Autolycus is just working for Rhesus. He's like a guy who's like Rhesus' buddy, and he seems to be like high up in the military.
In the quote unquote military.
Yeah, whatever.
Until you learn.
Exactly. But they look identical.
Yeah, just two blonde. They're both Norwegian, actually.
Yeah, well that makes sense. They're all probably cousins.
Yeah, right. Probably all kissing cousins. Fucking northern whites.
Yeah, exactly. Kissing cousins. Rhesus is like, oh, if Lord Coitus is so beloved, if these people like Coitus so much, why did he need to hire mercenaries?
Think about that.
And then Hercules is like,
Good point.
Good point. That's what The Rock sounds like, right?
Just Conan, right?
Just Conan. This movie wants to be Conan so fucking bad.
So badly.
So
So
badly. Bad. But it's not. It will never be Conan. So yeah, Hercules, he interrogates Erginia. And yeah, she's like, oh, sorry. Was going to tell you, but I didn't.
Yeah, forgot to tell you.
Coitus is bad.
My dad's evil.
We shouldn't have coitus anymore.
No. Lifetime ban on coitus.
Lifetime ban on coitus. Yeah, and yeah, she's like, oh, I was going to tell you, but he was going to kill my son, so I couldn't say anything.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah, and who is this coitus guy you asked? He's just like a random like general or something.
Yeah, he's like
he's the king now.
King now, exactly. Yeah. But he was just some guy.
Yeah.
He's Erginia's dad. So Erginia's I
don't think he's her biological father, right? I think her father died or was killed or something.
Oh, I assume.
And that's why he doesn't give a fuck about the kid.
That makes so much more sense. Honestly, the character was more interesting when I thought that was like his granddad, and he's like, I just don't give a fuck. I just want to kill you. I want power. Yeah. That makes more sense. He's just some guy. But yeah, so Hercules rocks up to Coitus. He's like, hey, what the fuck?
Is it true? Is it true what they be saying?
You wanted conquerors, not heroes. And Coitus hits him with a face. You can't see the face from the making. But they like just imagine like it's the Pixar Megamind face. It's the arched eyebrow. Yeah. That's the exact face he hits him with. And then he proceeds to hit him with the world's worst bluff, which is, oh, if you fear this army so much, lead it.
Yes, because that always works.
Hercules doesn't buy it.
That always works.
But then, whatever, all the guys, they swarm around Hercules, and you think, oh, it's about to be a big fight scene.
Yeah, right. He's done. He's done for. He's
but
toast.
Coitus is like, oh, just give him the gold and get him out of here.
Get his ass out of here.
Yeah. So they leave, and they have this big like thing once they have the gold.
Yeah.
Because like they're all standing around in like a shed somewhere.
Yeah,
like, divvying
shack.
Up, yeah, shack. Divvying up their gold. And Autolycus is like, oh, fuck yeah, gold. This rocks. The Rock's like, take my gold.
I don't even want it anymore.
I don't even fucking want it anymore.
All I wanted to be was a father and a husband. My kid's dead. My wife's dead. My backup wife is hostage.
Yeah. My backup wife and backup son.
Yeah, right. They're both hostage to this random fucking guy.
So yeah, he's in his feelings. He gives Autolycus his gold. He's like, I'm going back.
Yep.
Going back in.
Heart of gold, baby. Heart of gold.
Heart of gold. And blood of ichor or something.
Yeah, that's right.
So yeah, and then everyone else is like, yeah, fuck yeah. You know what? It's time we take a stand.
Yeah, he's so inspiring.
Yeah, Autolycus, fuck no. Autolycus.
No, he's not in. He's out.
He's out.
Which I respect.
Yeah, I mean, I'd do it. Yeah.
You know
if you gave me enough gold, I'd probably
putting
just
my ass on the line. Yeah, and exactly. For what?
And for what?
Rhesus and these people's rebellion.
Yeah, exactly. This sounds like communism to me. You know.
Yeah.
Sounds like these guys are creating a disturbance.
Like first I upset the social order, and then you're asking me to give up what I have.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So they're all about to go in. Autolycus is like, yeah, good luck with that.
Have fun.
He leaves. They storm the palace, and then like there's just a bunch of guys waiting for him. because I guess Coitus just knew.
Yeah, of course he was going to come back. Come back for more.
Yeah. So whatever. They fight a bunch of guys, and just get surrounded immediately.
Yeah. Well, there's too many of them. There's
Yeah.
too damn many.
So whatever, the guys take the air, and Hercules gets chained up.
Chained to the rocks.
The rock is chained to the rocks.
That's right.
And who to his eyes doth appear, but the king of Athens. And I guess because he knows that there's like 20 minutes left in the movie, the king of Athens is like, yeah, I killed your family.
Yeah, it was me. I
know you've been wondering about this.
Sick to these dogs on them.
yeah, these very dogs.
these you see before you.
He brings in 3 dogs.
These three-headed dogs.
And yeah, at first it looks like it's 3-headed, but it's just 3 different dogs.
Well, yeah, but myth isn't real, so. So Cerberus is not real. It's actually just three wolves.
Yeah. So whatever. The whole thing killed the family. The Rock. Do you remember how Hercules responds to this realization?
He has some amazing quote.
My children! My children!
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Now, you want to know something funny? And it's really not funny at all. It's inspiring, personally. This scene where he busts his chains.
Yeah.
Yelling, my children. During the shooting of this scene, The Rock stated that he, quote, blacked out after every take.
Wow.
This is a quote from him.
It's so intense.
I asked the prop department to lock me in with real steel chains that I couldn't break so the performance would be real. When Hercules finally accepts his fate of being the son of Zeus, it's this epic moment of the mythology and our movie. We shot this scene 8 times.
Yeah.
I blacked out every time.
And for fucking what? For the my children scene?
No, he finishes the quote. He says, down on my knees, period. Well worth the pain.
Yeah.
This moment is iconic. I'm excited for you to see it.
Oh, it's just not, though.
No, it's just not.
Because,
we're laughing. We're laughing at the scene.
Because, what happens, the seer guy is like, oh, you're going to let him fucking get away with that? You're going to just let him, kill your family, kill you? You gotta go insane. Out. You gotta go crazy. So he busts his chains. He goes, I am Hercules. That's what he says.
That's what he says.
Yeah, because the seer's like, who are you? What's your name? Who's your dad? Yeah.
And then he said that 8 times. Yeah. Passed out 8 times.
I am Hercules. He kills the wolves because he jumps down. He's like swinging around his chain and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Ian McShane, the seer, is like, oh, you've completed your final trial. You killed those dogs.
You did it. You're done.
You've done it.
Life's mission complete.
You're a hero.
Now you can retire to the Bahamas.
Yeah. Yeah, you've completed your trial. I'm just getting started.
Yeah. Hell yeah, brother. The legend begins anew.
Exactly. I mean, that is the tone they should have had for the entire movie. Just like cheesy, schmaltzy, like, I don't know.
Because that would have been really in the spirit, I think, of, I don't know, a 2014 adaptation of Hercules.
Yeah. But it's all just like, I don't know, the wrong things about a 2014 adaptation of Hercules, where it's like, oh, it's actually science and like, we're enlightened, whatever. It's stupid. I don't know. So there's this guy, this general who you haven't really talked about, who has like a bone whip. And
there's a bone whip guy.
So Hercules is like chasing down the king of Athens because he ran away because he saw all of this and was terrified. He busts out just like every trick in the book to get Hercules to forgive him. He's like, "Oh, I'll give you gold. I'm sorry, I didn't actually mean to kill your family, but I don't think I did it at all.
I swear."
Hercules has been buying it, and then the general guy like he like whips at Hercules and like gets him by the neck. But before that, does Hercules like kill the king of Athens?
I feel like maybe.
Yeah, I don't remember.
I feel like maybe. On this part of the movie,
it goes by.
I was on another planet.
Yeah. Yeah. And he like gets him by the neck, but then like Iolus, his nephew, who again we haven't really talked about in this movie, he kills the general with the bone whip by like stabbing him, And it's like supposed to be a big reveal. Like you don't see who kills him at first, and you see that it's the nephew. Because like for the whole movie, there was like a subplot where people didn't really see him as a warrior because he's 5'9".
Yeah,
and everyone
right.
else
He's
is 5'11".
He weighs like 160 or something, and it's like, oh, he's pathetic.
He's a little wretch.
He can't do anything.
He's a bug.
He's a bug.
He's a fucking
mite.
bug. And that's what we think as a Sorta Sorcery podcast. If you're under like 220.
Yeah, let's go 225.
If you're below 225, you're worthless.
You're tiny.
You're tiny.
You're minuscule. I can't even see you.
I could step on you.
And
you'd evaporate into nothing. Yeah.
You've seen the poster for the barbarians.
Exactly. We're big guys, and we only will accept our listeners being big guys.
That's
right.
And anyone, a big guy is a gender neutral concept.
Oh, of course. If you're like Ronda Rousey.
Yeah, anyone can be a big guy.
Serena Williams.
That's right. Oh, that's right. That's right. Serena Williams.
But let the record show, I said Ronda Rousey first. I first said Ronda Rousey. So whatever things you're going to put on me.
Yeah, make sure you put them on them in order.
Exactly.
Make sure you start.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah. So whatever, they get outside, whole army's waiting for him. This doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah, the movie just ends at this point. Like,
yeah,
they kill the fucking guy.
Yeah, they kill the general, they kill the king of Athens, they kill Coitus, and like there's this whole big thing where like the way they kill Coitus is because like Hercules, like he's mourning dog boy who gets like shot by the arrows, and like there's soldiers like swarming up the stairs where like Hercules is. He's at the top of
like some temple steps,
and there's like a statue, and like the only way to stop him is like push the statue down on the guys. So he does that.
Yeah, because he's super strong.
Yeah, and then Coitus is like, "Men, keep going!" Like as the rebels like coming down upon them.
Not a good
he's
strategy.
"Oh, come on, charge forward, people!" And then he gets killed by a boulder.
He falls.
He falls to his doom.
Like
the bad guy from
Frollo.
Tarzan. Yeah, like Count Frollo, exactly like Count. Actually, it's shot pretty much exactly like Frollo's death. Yeah, that's a good comparison.
What can I say? Always thinking about the Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Big Disney head. This
always
guy.
on the brain.
A Disney adult even. Oh yeah, I forgot to say a very funny thing that Coitus says before he dies. I think maybe like immediately before he dies, like as Hercules is like getting amped up to like push the statue over.
If you've ever been to the gym, you know what it is. It's like you gotta hype yourself up to do the set.
He can't find like the motivation to like push the statue over. And Coitus says the best line in the movie: "Your wife and children deserve to die."
Just out of nowhere.
Out of fucking nowhere.
Out of nowhere.
He doesn't know his wife and children. He
like,
didn't know his wife and children.
You look at the size of the statue, you think, oh, there's no way he can lift it. Unless somebody says your wife and children deserve to die.
And that's the push he needed.
He's the number one dad. The number one husband and father.
Exactly. He's the number one husband and
father.
father.
You can't say that shit to him.
Yeah, he pushes it down. And like, rubble's coming down. Coitus is like, "Kill that filthy bastard." And then he gets crushed by... Yeah. But honestly, say you're in the gym, you're with your buddy, because, you're a big guy. You're listening to this.
Yep.
You're Serena Williams and or Ronda Rousey. And you're with your buddy having difficulty on a set.
Right.
What do you need to yell at him? Your wife and children deserve to die.
Yeah, I'm gonna try that one out.
Kill that filthy bastard.
Kill that filthy bastard.
Yeah, which honestly is not bad. Like if the filthy bastard was like the set, it's like the weight. Hey, kill that filthy bastard.
That's good.
It's a little, it's good. But yeah, so they win. And like the soldiers, they're all shouting, like they're shouting Hercules' name, but Hercules.
No, they're not doing all that.
No, they're not doing all that.
They're not having fun with it.
Yeah, they're not doing the Nutty Professor or Eddie Murphy.
Well, they have to enunciate it differently so that we don't think it's Nutty Professor.
Hercules.
Yeah, they have to make it like 4 syllables.
Yeah, it's strange. And then my favorite part of the movie.
Here it comes.
We're panning. It's exactly the ending. We pan over our heroes, and we get this like motivational speech.
Oh yeah.
From Ian McShane's character, which is kind of shitty because like we
Uh-huh.
start with the nephew guy,
We do.
who's like the whatever storyteller of the group.
Yeah.
He spreads like the myth of Hercules, and like he starts the movie with like his exposition about Hercules.
Yeah.
But then we end it with like just a different guy.
Well, because
Which-
he's the skeptic, but he's going to
Yeah.
introduce some last minute
That's true.
skepticism about the skepticism.
Yeah, that's true.
Because maybe now he believes.
Now he believes, which I guess he always believed. He was talking like, to the guy. We'll get into it, but like whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll just read this whole quote because I can.
It's a really good quote.
There it is. That's the story of Hercules. I prefer it to the legend. I prefer Hercules 2014 to the legend.
Fuck that shit.
Is he actually the son of Zeus? I don't think it really matters. You don't need to be a demigod to be a hero. You just need to believe you're a hero.
Preach.
It's what worked for him. Then again, what do I know? I'm supposed to be dead right now. No. And then cue Imagine Dragons knockoff song. And then it's over.
And that's it.
And
It's done.
It's done.
And it's done.
And that's it.
No.
The thing is, I wanted to take even less time summarizing that. But it's just it drags. Even when you're
Yeah,
summarizing
it's a movie that drags.
Yeah.
Well, because it's a tight 100 minutes. And that doesn't need to be. Doesn't need to be. Nothing happens for the first hour and 15 minutes of this movie.
The first hour and 15 minutes are what would be the first 20 minutes of a normal movie. Because it's like, whatever, we're setting up this conflict that, like, is fake. Like, you basically...
Yeah, you can feel that it's not real.
You feel from the very beginning this is not something I should, like, really be investing in as an audience member. But we spend so long on it that, like, you think, maybe I guess it's just a boring movie.
Yeah, right.
It's
Is
like,
it just a bad film?
Yeah.
And then the rug pull comes.
That it's still a bad film, but
Yeah.
it's just, it's
differently bad than
It's
you
differently
thought.
bad. Yeah, because, like, whatever, we're setting up the whole conflict between Coitus and Rhesus. And, like, whatever, you're just a person watching this movie. You have no
You don't give a
allegiance to
fuck.
either of these,
You don't
like,
care.
city states. That's how
No,
it's set
I was
up.
gonna say
Yeah.
if it was, if this was like the movie Troy, portraying the Trojan War, of course I feel obligated to pick a side.
Yeah. I mean, which side are you picking?
I don't know. I'm gonna go with Grease. Honestly,
Yeah.
I like the whole
I agree.
gay thing Achilles has with his cousin.
I like that.
I think
like
that's
it a
pretty
lot.
cool.
Yeah, I could never get behind the Trojans.
Well, if you let the thing in, it's like that's
Yeah.
on you.
Yeah, I
It's on
agree.
you.
You have the wall, you know.
You do.
Plus, Cassandra, the book
Yeah.
by Krista Wolf, always just made me anti-Troy.
Yeah.
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 Good book. I recommend. I think it's the,
Yeah.
the
Actually,
Sorta
a
Sorcery
good
stamp
piece
of
of
approval.
media.
Good piece of media. Unlike this garbage fire.
No,
Which,
not
like,
good.
maybe we can talk generally. I guess, yeah, you can get into
Well,
trivia first.
here's the
and
thing.
then-
Would it
yeah.
would it make the movie seem better to you
Mm.
if you knew that The Rock was wearing a false beard for this movie that was made of yak testicle hair?
Oh, that's good.
Would that make
Better.
Did
Honestly,
we even
so much
mention
better.
that he has The Rock famously bald?
Yeah, famously bald. He has a wig, a
Has
really bad wig.
That's like a bob wig.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
just really, really bad.
So so he has a fake beard as well.
Yeah, he has a beard of testicle hair.
I feel like he can grow a beard. I feel like I've seen
No,
him in
no,
a beard.
You've seen him in a beard, but you haven't because they're going for Kevin Sorbo's hair.
Are they? Are they specifically going for Kevin Sorbo's hair?
They're going for a white person's hair.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. It looks like Kevin Sorbo's hair. Yeah.
And so they need a white person's facial hair, and
Yeah.
the closest way to
Yak
get that is yak testicles.
Yeah.
Do they pluck them one by? So many questions about that I
Yeah.
won't even
Yeah.
get into.
Well, no, we waste no part of the yak. You know?
No. You must wear every part of the yak.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's a funny bit, right?
Yeah.
It's good to know that happened. Just funny in comparison to the original, quote unquote, original Hercules film,
The source material.
the source material, Hercules, just called Hercules, 1958. Just a funny note that the guy who played Hercules in that movie, Steve Reeves, The Rock, was paid 1,000 times more than that guy
Well,
for
that's
his
because
role.
he was 1,000 times better.
$12 million
Yeah.
just for The Rock to play Hercules. And there's something really funny about that because The Rock, he got really into this role
Yeah.
as one
Well,
should.
Okay,
As one should.
But he'll like because The Rock is generally, whenever he's in like press tours, he'll say that he was very into something. But it's
Yeah,
like, is that always
that
true?
he tried very hard.
Was he really that ride or die about Black Adam? I don't know.
Yeah, it's tough to say because he is one of those guys who you watch his performance and you think, oh, he's acting this character the exact same as he's acted every other character.
This is the same guy from the live-action
Is
Popeye
this-
movie.
Hobbs and Shaw. Is this Popeye 2021?
2015?
Whenever that movie was supposed
Yeah.
to come out.
This Boat Cruise or whatever the movie was
Boat
called.
Cruise.
That's what it's
Jungle
called, right?
Cruise.
Jungle
or
Cruise, yeah, Jungle
whatever
Cruise.
the movie based on the ride
Yeah, yeah.
that he was a part of. And he was
Chris said
also
that
in,
wasn't the next
he
Pirates
was
of
also
the
in the new
Caribbean.
Jumanji,
Yeah.
wasn't he?
Oh yeah, yeah, he was. Huh.
Well, he's really a man of many talents.
Well, yeah,
Of some talents.
a man of many movies.
But this is what he said about Hercules 2014. He took on a grueling training routine, and he stated that, quote, I trained and worked harder than ever
Yeah.
for 8 months on this role. Lived alone, locked
Yeah.
myself away like a moody 260-pound monk in Budapest for 6 months while filming. The goal was to completely transform into this character,
Yeah.
disappear into the role.
Uh,
Press journalists asked me today, with the mention physical toll this role had on me, would I do it again? Not only would I do it again, I'd do it twice.
yeah.
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 Not. Oh, would I do it again? I do it a second
I'd do it
time.
another time. Yeah. Yeah. So he thought he was really doing something here.
And he wasn't, which is interesting. He just
Yeah, right,
wasn't
because he
doing
secluded
anything.
himself for 6 months, and then he just gave a normal
The
performance.
same performance he's been doing.
It's really funny.
Maybe he does that every time. Maybe
Yeah,
maybe that's
yeah.
the problem. He's doing the same routine for each time. Like before he went to Jumanji.
Yeah, he also took a 6-month
6 months-
hiatus.
Yeah, in Budapest.
He's training. Yeah.
It's funny to even compare what he's doing to like a monk. Because monks famously, when they come down from the monasteries, they're just
Yeah, they're
huge.
yoked. Fucking yoked.
That's what
No.
the aesthetic lifestyle does for you, right?
Yeah, we don't. I don't know. If I was going to become a monk, I think that would be a good way to go about it.
Yeah.
Gives you something to do during the day. You just
You're
lift.
lifting.
You lift 24/7.
You're lifting. You're memorizing your lines for Hercules.
That's right. On a sadder note, there is some sadness attached to this film.
But the fact that we had to watch it.
That was a crime and a travesty.
Yeah. But,
But
hey,
it
we're making
wasn't-
something beautiful
yeah.
out of it now.
That's true.
Silver linings.
We're making art.
Making art.
We're taking whatever that movie was, and we're making art.
Yeah.
This was based on a comic, as some people may know. Steve Moore, who did the comic, he was not included initially. He wasn't going to be paid or credited really.
Yeah.
He was really upset about that.
Wait, so it's based off
Yeah,
of
it's based on his comic.
but it's not just it's Hercules generally and we're taking some ideas from this. It's it's literally
As far as
based
I know,
on-
it's I don't know how much. I'm sure they had to cut some things.
Yeah.
And this is probably a plot of the comic, or maybe
yeah,
it's
I remember because we looked
oversimplified.
at the summary. Yeah, this is the plot.
So it
of-
seems it's pretty close adaptation of this comic book, Hercules. So he wasn't going to be paid or consulted for the film, despite the fact that they were using his material.
It's just crazy.
But then he died 3 months before the film released.
Yeah.
And Alan Moore, who is
Uh-huh.
no relation to Steve Moore, but also is a comic book writer, pretty famous guy.
You know what's funny? When you were describing The Rock's routine for his whatever monk
Uh-huh.
ritual, I was thinking about Alan Moore.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
he's another person who will seclude himself and he adopts monastic lifestyle for his
For his
creation
craft.
stuff. Yeah, and it's when he does it, it's he creates I don't know
Yeah,
things
better,
of value.
yeah, better
Yeah.
things.
So it's funny that to imagine on one of his hiatuses he's gonna come back and just be The Rock.
Yeah, right. Just fucking
Yeah.
massive. I was doing my typical monastic routine.
Uh-huh.
Nothing but bread and cheese. And
Yeah.
here I am.
I was writing Watchmen 2 and now I'm here.
And he is respected, more so than the people who worked on this movie.
Sure.
And he was very critical of the producers of this film because apparently in statements of condolence and obituary
Mm-hmm.
for Steve Moore, the producers were advertising the film.
Oh.
They were it's so sad that Steve Moore died. Brilliant writer. Worked on such amazing stories as Hercules. We're actually making a movie this year.
Funnily enough.
Based on his comic. You should go see it. It comes out in fucking June or whenever.
You should pay your respect in the theaters.
Yeah, he would want you to come see this movie on July 25th. Yeah, not a very nice thing that they did.
No, bad even.
You know, a kind of meta rug pull where it turns out the producers of this movie were evil all along.
Yeah, that's
you
good.
thought they were
That's
good guys just trying to make a good movie.
Yeah, they should all have coitus with themselves.
They should go. I don't know. The verb, I don't know.
Coitize? They should
go coitize themselves.
Coitize.
Yeah, they are not the best of people.
Yeah.
But it's okay. We've learned that most of the people who work on these kinds of movies are just terrible.
Hollywood pedophiles.
Right? That's the one thing I've learned. I've learned one thing. I've learned one thing. It's that. Yeah. I hope everyone had fun. I mean, I had an inkling of fun.
Yeah.
You know, this movie just feels like, when you make a piece of media, you have an idea, right? And that sounds overly simplistic to say, or perhaps like obvious. But you know, when you have the idea, you have to think about, well, what is the idea and how do I implement it in the movie? Somebody had an idea. I guess it was Steve Moore initially. If it's really so based on the comic, it's like, ooh, well, what if it wasn't real? Hercules was just a guy, just a strong guy,
inexplicably strong guy,
very strong guy.
Yeah.
And I don't know why I felt like I was leading into a Trump impression there.
Is our strongest guy.
Very strong guy.
Oh, yeah.
The strongest of guys.
That's pretty good. It's pretty good.
And he's not real. His myth isn't real.
Oh my God.
Just kidding, guys. I actually have a really good impression, but I don't want to waste it here on this podcast.
Is this our current president of the United States, Donald J. Trump?
That's right. Give it a couple
America's
months.
real
Give it a couple
president?
months, and this will be dated just right.
Hell yeah.
Just right.
Hell yeah.
And they commit to this idea, but they don't try to like build like any of the plot around it.
No, they do not.
It's just like, oh well, we're just gonna tell people what the idea is. We're gonna have characters literally comment on what's happening and just tell you what you should think about Hercules.
Well, it does. It reveals something about the fact, like, okay, say that, yeah, the idea is, okay, we're deconstructing the Hercules myth. What you think of Hercules is just like whatever. It's just things that we've created for like political convenience for this one guy.
Yeah.
But he actually is strong. He's just he's a super strong person. So I feel like that belies something about like, yeah, maybe these myths are told in this way because like they're just more engaging to watch.
Right.
You know, like, cause like I would respect it if it was like, okay, whatever. It's whatever, The Rock, but he's just as normal as The Rock can be.
Yeah.
His like
he's giving
feats
a
of strength
normal
are all
Rock
like
performance.
embellished. But no, like it's still using the mythic quality.
Yeah.
But it's like casting doubt on myth still.
Well, because at the end, I mean, I really, it's honestly hard to tell what the message of this movie is because you watch the movie like, oh, I know what it is. It's like, you know, what if? This is like a what if story. Hercules is just a guy.
Yeah.
But then by the very end, it's like, okay, well,
yeah, I guess
there's a rug pull for the rug pull.
Yeah.
Maybe he is a god.
Yeah.
And what am I supposed to do with that?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
Because is it supposed to be inspiring for like the average person?
Yeah, it's like, oh, anyone can be a god or anyone can be a hero if you believe you are.
If you believe you're the son of a god, like,
yeah, right.
I don't understand.
Strength specifically is like a strange thing.
Like, shouldn't it have been that it's like, no, definitively, he's just a guy.
Yeah.
He's really self-empowered and he works on his body and that means
he's just The Rock.
he's just The Rock, which is also not attainable for most people.
Hey, anyone can be The
Rock.
Rock.
But it's like
you have to leave your job, leave your kids.
Yeah, right.
For 6 months.
You get paid $12 million to work out.
Anyone
Insane.
Can do that. Anyone can
Insane. But it's like, yeah, what am I supposed to take away from this?
Well, isn't it just so cool that The Rock is such a good actor? Isn't that,
like,
that's something.
Because it really seems like at the very end, when Autolycus is giving this like last minute exposition, he should be delivering the message of the movie. But it's like, what is that message?
Well, yeah,
like, you too?
Yeah, you too can push a statue down if someone says that your family deserves to die.
I don't know. Because it seems like maybe it's supposed to be ironic how heavy-handed the like, myth isn't real. Hercules is just normal. He didn't do any of this bullshit.
But then
no such thing as fairies or unicorns. So maybe that's supposed to be like over dramatized. So then it's like, oh, actually, that's dumb. You should believe in yourself and believe in like magic or something.
Yeah, well, that's the thing that they don't quite get to, because like he specifically says he prefers this story to the myth.
Legend.
Yeah, to the legend. Which, I mean...
Now, could that be a reference to The Legend of Hercules, another movie that came out in 2014?
Yeah. Honestly, maybe that's a dig. Yeah.
I like this movie
I like
more.
this movie more than the one
other
starring
one.
the guy from Twilight. Kellen Lutz from 30 Rock.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we're covering that one next. Just kidding.
No,
Taking
we're
a break
done.
from Hercules.
Yeah, this has really
We're taking a
soured
break.
me on Hercules, I gotta say.
Yeah.
Only the Disney movie could fix it.
But
at
it
this
is
point.
such a 2014 take on myth. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
you heard the tired old story of Hercules.
We're in the end of history, baby.
He's actually 6 guys in a trench coat.
Yeah,
And
I mean, actually, yes. Yeah.
they're all funny, and they
Yeah.
all make fun of the stupid bullshit everyone else believes.
I mean, I feel like that would be more interesting if, like, it's like the Dread Pirate Roberts and the Princess Bride. Like,
Yeah.
Hercules is like a mantle.
Well, yeah, it seems like they don't
gets-
really commit to any, like, one approach.
No, they really don't. Because, like, you can't make this, like, an action movie in the same way if you do, like, if you follow the premise of this logically. And, like, you shouldn't have to. Like, you shouldn't have to be trapped into the confines of, like, whatever mythic genre.
Yeah, right. Watching
Yeah.
a big guy throw people around the club.
And, like, maybe, I don't know. Because, again, I don't know how the comic works. Maybe the comic serves the same function where it's like, oh, it's myth, but he actually just is strong. But it's like, I could imagine a world where, like, an original script of this movie had Hercules just being a more normal guy, and then The Rock sees it and he's like, well, I want to be
Yeah, I want to be
Hercules.
big and strong.
Because, like, he has done that. Like, he
Well, because I think, that does speak to what we were just talking about, where you kind of have to pick a lane. It's like, well, if he is a small guy, then it's like, yeah, he's probably not the son of Zeus. He's probably just a small, normal guy.
Yeah.
But if he's really big, then, like, you leave open that possibility that, you know, he's got that God-given strength in him.
yeah.
He's got that God-given strength.
But it's like, I feel like you need to commit to an answer to that partially, just in order to have the movie have any kind of, like, like, conceivable point to it. If it's not going to be just good other than that.
You know, I hate to say the source material is better. Hate to say that. But I think in the context of a movie that adapts more closely to the source material, Troy, with Brad Pitt, Orlando Bloom, everyone you love is in this movie.
I mean, those are some demigods right there.
Those are gods amongst men.
Yeah.
Those are my gods. And I think that movie does a much better job because, it's not like, ooh, but what's real, what's fake. Like, it's never like, oh, is Achilles just really good at fighting? Like, you know, is he just like a really real badass and everyone else is like less of a badass?
Yeah.
It's like, no, he's like invincible until they shoot him in the heel and
Well, it's because, like,
he
I don't know.
dies.
You would think that, like, the former method of, like, oh, it's just like the real world, there's like complications. You'd think that, like, that would be more intuitive or, like, easier to tell a story in that. You have to, like, create so many narrative hoops to still be able to tell, like, the same kind of Hercules story, but, like, oh, he's just a normal guy. So you have to, like, invent his, like, menagerie of people that he hangs out with and stuff. But it's like, if you're just portraying the myth as it exists, it's a lot more just, like, straightforward, I guess. I don't know. Like, in a very real way, like, this sense of, like, literary realism. That's what the episode's about now, by the way.
That's what it's always been about.
that's what it's always
Welcome.
been about.
Welcome to the podcast. It's only hour 108.
Like, this literary realism is like a kind of construction. Like, you can only say that a work is more real than another work because, like, you've created, like, confines around what can be perceived as, like, legitimate or real within the context of the work itself. But if you expand that even a little to include, like, gods and myth, suddenly it becomes, like, unreal. Suddenly it becomes like, I don't know, less legitimate. Somehow.
Yeah. I think people, they feel like this unnecessary pressure when they're translating a story into, like, a new medium. Because, like, that is a fundamentally new artistic creation.
Yeah.
Already. Like, even if you're, quote-unquote, telling the same story, like, what does that even mean? It's like, oh, well, do, like, analogous events happen? The experience of, like, listening to someone, like, orate, you know, the Odyssey to you or something like that versus watching, like, Troy with Brad Pitt and Orlando Bloom. Like, that is a fundamentally different experience. I think the reason why the movie works so well is because it's like, you kind of know the story, but you haven't seen it before. Right. And now you're going to see it with, like, good actors and, like, good practical effects and, amazing cinematography and good set design. Like, now you're actually going to experience it in a whole new way. That's not comparable to your experience of the story before, because it's just not the same.
Yeah.
It's a whole new medium.
So you're saying like people will have that pressure put upon them. It's like adapt a thing to another medium, and then they'll think, well, we'll have to change it even more.
Yeah, right. Think, well, that's not enough. It's just it's the same story. Like, well, no, not really.
Yeah.
So then you end up with someone's like, oh, well, he's half a god and he's half fucking your uncle, and like,
he's half fucking your uncle.
He's half been your uncle and he's half out. Like, we don't need that. We don't need that stuff.
We don't take that junk.
Yeah, no, we don't want that stuff. Actually,
we don't want that junk.
We do not mess around with that. It's sort of sorcery. That uncle fucking
shit. We don't.
No.
No.
Does not get the stamp of approval.
No, it does not. Cassandra, or what? Yeah, Cassandra by Krista Wolf, stamp of approval. This, not so much.
Uncle fucking no.
Uncle fucking no. But yeah, I don't know. It's interesting to me the way in which like you can even, because like the ending narration creates this like idea of like, oh, the real story of Hercules versus like whatever the mythic story of Hercules. But it's funny that you can even like make that kind of like realist distinction in literature, which is like an inherently unreal act. Like,
well, because it is a strange like postmodern interpretation where it's like, well, we don't really know. Which one do you like more?
Yeah.
This guy likes these events. Who's to say? Who's to say? Not us. It's up to you to decide what you like. You make history.
Yeah, in the free market of ideas. I'm sure that
say whatever the fuck
equal amounts of people will like our shitty 2014 version as the other one.
Yeah, but it's like, no, I mean, I don't know. I think the point of it is that I would just like to watch a story. I mean, maybe sometimes I want to get that message and reflect on the unstable nature of like history and narrative. But I don't think in an action movie featuring The Rock, that's really like the right place to tell that kind of story.
Well, I would like to see it done well, I guess. That would be nice. Yeah.
That'd be cool.
That'd be pretty cool.
But yeah, I mean, I think you're right. It's like, it is kind of hard to say that in a movie. Yeah. Because it's a movie.
Right.
Like, it's already a work of fiction. It's like, oh, well, is fiction fiction or is fiction fiction? It's like, well, doesn't really matter, does it? Just tell a good story next time.
Exactly. Like, I'm not engaging with fiction to like just exactly see like a one-to-one parallel of like my life, because I could just live my life.
Yeah, like I already know like the fucked up, indecipherable nature of reality.
Exactly. Like there's a Borges like short prose poem thing about like the world's most accurate map. And like basically what the people who are making the map do is they create like one-to-one size parallels, like the map and like the city is being described. So like in like one-to-one size and like also like topologically. So what they end up doing in making this map is just creating an exact mirror of the city itself that's being mapped. And it's like that is like the end point of this kind of like a realist fiction. And to the point where it's like, oh, I just had the city before. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like a more daring and I think fruitful exercise is like kind of letting go of those like exact ties, like mimetic representation of reality, or representation, and just whatever. Like creating something for like the beauty in itself instead of creating it for like mirroring some internal reality.
'Cause I think even in 2014, like the whole you control your own story, master of your own life.
Yeah.
Is like still like the most banal, boring, cat on a wall poster bullshit that like you could say in a movie. I don't know. Even then, I feel like we kind of was like, oh yeah, well sure, right? You can say that and it's fine.
But like what else?
But why did you spend millions of dollars making this movie to say that?
Why did you pay The Rock $12 million?
One man reaped $12 million. You know what? If I make $12 million in this movie, I'm going to be praising the shit out of it. I'm going to be like, my performance was incrable. I did all this hard shit. I passed out 9 times.
Well, yeah, I guess like once you're not in the hole, once you're on the mountain, on the mountaintop that much, I'd overcommit. I'd do so many like just method acting.
I'd start trying to make it seem like I did everything.
Because I'd have to like rationalize it in my head that like, well, I'm getting this money. I should be earning it somehow. Yeah, I guess whatever. I'll pass out. I'll ask for real steel chains.
And you know what? Anyone can go online and read Borges for free.
That's true.
So
that's true.
Think about that.
Yeah.
Another stamp of approval given out.
Stamp.
We're stamping Borges just as an author.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Check him out.
Just as a guy, we're stamping Borges.
Right on his forehead.
He gets a thumbs up.
And he wouldn't know, though he stamps him because he's blonde.
No, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
That's right.
And we had a lot to talk about for this movie.
Yeah.
But that only means that next week, with a movie potentially better. Potentially.
It'd be hard to be
really, was this worse than Tales of an Ancient Empire? Or in terms of viewing experience?
No.
It wasn't worse than,
no.
Okay, the real question is, was this worse than Conan 2011 with Jason Momoa?
That's what I thought you were going to say, and yes. Yes. Do you want, we can, if you disagree, we can have that conversation, honestly.
I think tough. It's tough. I mean, Conan 2011 was really desaturated and like hard to watch.
Yes.
But at the same time, no, it was really bad. Well,
but at least it was like inoffensive. I did genuinely feel like angry by some of the choices that this movie made. Just like for what it kind of represents about like
at least
art.
Conan 2011 was like a more earnest film.
Yes, exactly. Yes.
And it didn't wait until like the last 30 seconds to try and like regain the faith of the viewing audience.
But then it's like, what was the like theme of Conan? Like the
fire
and ice thing?
I think that
I don't know.
Maybe the thematic ambition was even less than in this movie.
Yeah, but I'll say that. Maybe that's something. Like maybe I don't know, the fact that it had so little ambition that it was not offensive.
Yeah, it was just trying to be a romp.
Like, this. I don't know. I don't know if that's
not
true.
Not a sarcastic romp.
Yeah.
It's interesting. We will. What do you think? 20, 25. At some point, we're gonna hit a tier list.
That's true.
We're gonna hit a tier list. We're gonna hit like a halfway tier list or something.
Yeah. Just
so we can really get a definitive ranking of these films.
Yeah, because I mean, Conan and this really do serve as like sister films somehow.
Yeah.
They mirror each other.
Well, because they're both like the fifth adaptation in film of the story.
Yeah.
And it's you're tired, you're wanting something new.
Yeah.
And they're giving you something else.
Yeah, giving you not what you don't want.
Yeah.
And again, they're very emblematic of like I think our current epoch of filmmaking. I guess maybe not even currently, because I feel like we've kind of gotten out
in the past 10
of a lot
years.
Of the problems. Yeah, right.
Yeah, I would be interested to see what Hercules 2024 would look like.
Yeah,
seems like an AI trailer I would see on YouTube. But
yeah, Thor 5: Legend of Hercules. Yeah.
Maybe I don't want to see a new Hercules.
Maybe not.
But I like to see a new Nutty Professor.
Hercules.
And next week it's not Hercules.
Yeah.
It's
what do we?
Something else.
It's something else.
Something new.
Something new.
Isn't it always?
I mean, okay, does Troy count as Sorta Sorcery?
It counts.
It counts?
It counts.
Yeah, okay.
So quick to say it counts. You know what? Because I think it's
so
like,
confident.
it would be such a nice palate cleanser.
Yeah, real. Troy.
We're watching Troy. And I know you were thinking, oh, what's the gimmick this time? When is the other shoe going to drop? Are we watching like Troy 1912 or something like that? Are we watching like a stupid version that nobody's seen that's only on YouTube in 360p?
That is some shit we do.
We, as much as we like doing that, we like having popular episodes more, frankly.
Things that people will watch.
Frankly, things that people might Google ever on their own.
We have a big problem with SEO on this podcast.
We're trying to like really streamline this this process of becoming famous. It hasn't been. It's been a slow path to glory.
I've just blown every name you can see on like the Hollywood boardwalk, wherever the stars are. I see a name, I write it down, go to that person's house, do some work on them.
Yeah.
Haven't gotten famous
know what
yet.
it is.
Haven't gotten famous yet.
No, but I think Troy 2004 will get us there.
Yeah, exactly 10 years before this movie.
That's right. God damn it. It's Brad Pitt. It's Orlando Bloom.
Oh.
It's some of the best boys to ever exist.
Some of our best boys.
Some of our best boys. And not boys as well.
Yeah, also other people.
Everyone who works in this film.
Boys and others.
It's like, where are you on this list? Boys.
Tag
others.
yourself. fag yourself.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know. Anyone can be a boy, as we've discussed.
Anyone can be a boy. Anyone can be an other. we can otherize
That's
anybody.
true.
Anyone
Yeah,
who
man.
self-describes as a boy, if we don't like them,
Anyone who's
they're
not
out.
me, you're just other. You're other to
Yeah,
me. It's all other to me.
if you're not a listener, if you're not a sorcery
No.
listener,
If you're not in, then you're
You're
out.
out.
Okay.
if you're not with us, you're against us.
That's the mentality.
And you'll be with us next
Next
week
week.
on Sorta Sorcery.
We'll see you there.
Bye.
Bye.